First, his skits, he brought them to Broadway and the Ziegfeld Follies. He refined them more. He brought them to his silent films. And then at 50 years of age in 1930, he went to Hollywood and brought them to his talking films. W.C. took a risk. He didn't know how his voice would translate in talking films, but it did. And of all the great comics, it was only W.C. who really succeeded in talking films. So while W.C. was perfecting his art and his routines on stage throughout the world, and then on Broadway for 10 years in the Ziegfeld Follies with side commissions and Poppy on Broadway and Earl Carroll Vanities, he was practicing some of the clips, some of the scenes that we're going to see in It's a Gift. And for instance, the drugstore scene, W.C. had drugstore scenes in many of his films. He had picnic scenes in many of his films. The back porch scene with Carl Lafong and Vegetable Man, those are scenes that W.C. performed on stage throughout the world and then perfected them again on Broadway. And then he performs them again in his talking films. And Ben Mankiewicz and I were talking about in the intros and outros to each film. And then Ben Mankiewicz really picked up. He said, "You know, It's a Gift. It's a movie of hope. It's really don't give up hope." W.C. wished for an orange grove, a ranch in California to get out of his neighborhood in New Jersey. Traveling across country in an old jalopy that breaks down all the time, having a picnic on private grounds, unbeknownst to them when they drove in, and then finally getting there, and well, you'll see it through the film, but finally at the end getting what he wants. And at the very end, the very last scene with W.C., well, I'm spoiling it, but I don't think it'll be spoiling too much, that was filmed at W.C.'s actual home in Encino, California. But W.C. started very humble beginnings as well in North Philadelphia. And so he struggled for his art. And I admire that so much. And that's why, to me, W.C. is my spiritual inspiration. Let me tell you one thing. And I haven't seen Mr. Smith's hand go. I have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Thank you. I needed that. Kathleen Howard is in this film, who plays his wife. And growing up, I always thought Kathleen Howard was Hattie, my grandmother. And when you're a little child, you know, those little discrepancies, you know, you set them aside. You know, sometimes reality can be pushed aside. The only thing, the difference was Kathleen Howard was taller and had blonde hair. Hattie was shorter and had darker hair. But Kathleen Howard was stern, buxom, authoritarian, and W.C. was kowtowed really by her. W.C. and Kathleen Howard had a wonderful, wonderful professional and personal bond. They had quite a lot of respect and love and appreciation for each other. And we have part of our artifacts of memorabilia, which are now at the Academy's Margaret Herrick Library. We have correspondences that they kept up. But they first met when W.C. Fields turned 21 in the Winter Garden Theater in Berlin. And Kathleen Howard at that time was an opera singer. And because you can tell her voice, it just really projects. She was an opera singer, and she actually sang at the Metropolitan Opera in New York. Other characters, Tammany Young, who plays the drugstore clerk. W.C. loved to use characters and over, you know, repeatedly over in his films. And Tammany Young was certainly one of them. One last thing, I think I have 30 seconds left, 1 minute left. The Mr. Muckle scene. Now this gets back, this is all fitting into a whole. When I mentioned the W.C. Fields celebration for W.C. Fields 100 years performing on Broadway, opening and starring on Broadway, that we had 100 years on one day this past June 22nd, and the videography is on our website, wcfields.com. You know, I met with Dick Cavett a few months before to go over what we were doing. I said, "How does the program sound?" He said, "It sounds wonderful. It sounds, you know, appropriate." But he said, "You can't have any tribute to W.C. Fields without having Mr. Muckle scene." So at the very end of the tribute on June 22nd, we screened the Mr. Muckle, which is part of the drugstore scene. And what I love about it, it's so endearing. W.C. treats this man who's destroying, he's a black man, he's a house detective at the Grand Hotel. He's going in and he's destroying W.C.'s displays, his displays of light bulbs, he's destroying his glass door. And W.C. treats him so kindly. "Sit down, Mr. Muckle, honey. Sit down, please, dear." I mean, I love that enduring quality about my grandfather. And I think if we could capture that quality and share it around the world, we'd all be at peace. So I want, first of all, I love watching my grandfather's films with other people because we're sharing the love. So let's all get to our grandfather's films. Okay, and that's it. I'm off. Out of time, and let's enjoy. Thank you. Thank you.